You are living one dream. When you are in the dream reality, you are experiencing all dreams. Therefore, you are, in a sense, perceptually far more aware, and so, in your terms, far more awake.
So we mocked up this idea of being asleep for a particular reason that we're going through.
Yes.
So here we are sleeping, wanting to be awake, and then we're awake wanting to sleep.
Yeah, that's our mind.
I don't understand that.
Because you are trying to make too much of it.
That's probably true.
Simply realize once again that part of what you are experiencing as a quote-unquote problem of expression is simply that you, when you chose to exist in physical reality, by choosing certain ideas of limitation, of restriction, in order to express and experience another path of becoming more self-aware, included within that path, in a sense, that inability to relate to that idea. Do you follow me?
The idea of being awake?
In a sense. In other words, you have limited yourself on purpose away from the idea of being able to understand both sides at the same time. In other words, paradox is very, very, very livable in a non-physical universe. In a physical universe, it is not, and so seems confusing.
Yeah.
That is partly the purpose. To experience the idea of two sides which cannot coexist, and yet you know they must, and this spurs you on to discover more about your own awareness. Realize that when you allow paradox to exist within your life, as you can, more and more, then every time you experience the idea of paradox, you will know, it will be, in a sense, a clue that you are dealing more and more and more with your higher consciousness. There's simply one more creative way of creating. Allow yourself to simply live.
Got it.
Thank you. Question?
I have two questions.
All right.
One, is it possible, either on this planet or other planets, for a woman to conceive a child with her mind, not needing the male?
In very rare circumstances, it will take a great deal of, I'll say, acquiescence from the overall mass consciousness. Do you follow me?
I don't know exactly what that means.
Realize that the collection of consciousness upon your world altogether can be viewed as a mass consciousness in and of itself with its own self-aware identity. When that self-aware mass consciousness recognizes purpose, then it can allow any of its, in a sense, consciousness components to achieve what you have said by supplying the necessary energy.
That's interesting. Thank you. My other question is, I have been told that on other planets where they have spaceships, that they don't make or build spaceships the way we build cars here, but they actually grow them the way a crystal can grow.
Some, yes.
Some.
Not all.
Okay.
It will depend, again, on their own degree of awareness, their own self-imposed ideas upon their reality and what they have chosen to experience. You will find really quite a variety of methods, depending again upon level of understanding, some of which, in your terms, would seem quite like magic. Realize there are civilizations, in a sense, who do not even require what you would recognize in any way, shape, or form as a ship.
Yes, they can just teleport themselves from one place.
Yes.
That's fascinating.
Thank you. Question.
Yes, I have a question. In looking at this idea of paradoxes, you know, good and bad and various opposites, sometimes I'm very puzzled by the idea of I myself choose to follow things which are good or pleasant or beneficial for myself and others. And then there's times when I look at that and I say, well, if everything is equal, what difference does it make?
All right. Very good. To a sense, none.
Okay.
But you will find that you may simply allow yourself to use that moment of, I'll say, neutral gear to realize that your own center is capable of allowing you to create at that moment whatever you wish as a reality. In other words, you may get into the spirit of creation. At that moment, you do not need to pursue any particular path. You may create a new one from scratch, if you will. Do you follow me?
Yes, I do.
It will only go as far as you are willing to allow yourself to believe that you have that much power. As long as you remain unwilling to view that idea in terms of expression of your own creative power, you will remain in neutral. You might even, in a sense, slip back into gear on one path or another and travel a little further until you feel comfortable slipping out again. All right?
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Question?
Is the weather patterns on our planet a common denominator of the mass consciousness?
Very good. Thank you. Question?
Is this planet being kept from tilting too drastically off its axis by
You.
off-planet? Oh. With the help of?
Only in a very, very remote sense. There is no need for us to watch that which you are taking care of. Again, you know your own cycles very well. Realize that there is only, in a sense, only one area in which we, in your terms, would interfere at all in your society, and only one. And that would be the complete and total annihilation of your society if it were to affect other dimensions of reality, and only if.
I understand.
Question.
Yes, why is, you mentioned the nuclear holocaust. Why is that particularly bad to the various dimensions?
You will find that, in your terms, the physiological and psychic ramifications would be very far-reaching. Also, your particular planet, in its present position, occupies, in a sense, a vortex point, or very close to it, enough so that it would have, in a sense, feedback through an opening. Do you follow me?
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Okay, I wanted to ask you, we have obviously different levels of awareness in different areas, if you could say that. Who is the most...
Right, but you have already said it, so I do not need to.
Who is the most aware being or group of beings that you know of?
Upon your planet,
No, everywhere, anywhere.
the most aware. Is this a contest?
No?
What will they win?
Well, no, it would give me... Well, I'd like to get an idea how far advanced or how far... You know.
So that you will know for yourself that you have to struggle a long time. So you will feel even more insignificant.
Well, I'm just kind of curious. I'm just kind of curious if they could match me, really.
All right. Question.
Was the asteroid belt once a planet?
Yes.
How long ago did it become the asteroid belt?
In terms of time, as you reckon it, it was several million of your years ago. You will also find that it once occupied the orbit now occupied by the planet you know as Mars, and vice versa.
They exchanged orbits.
Yes.